Hi everyone and welcome back to my Build a City project. We're back with the Beaufort family. I think that said it was day 37 of the settlement. We've just got the family hanging out this morning and it'll be another day of collecting. But in the meantime they can just enjoy the morning now. Henrietta is now in her maternity wear, which is very awkward because, as I've said before, I don't have a lot of choice when it comes to maternity items that look kind of period. So I just had to kind of settle with what I've got. I can see that they've all got the stir crazy mood lit now. I just wish that they would kind of go out into the world on their own when I'm not playing them, but they don't. They decide to stay home. But I will be sending them out today. But first I'm just going to get them some breakfast.
Chibblewurst.
Yarble.
Oh, Musku. Oh, Mooka. Boom snarky lock.
Yarb.
Oh. Oh. Halufa.
Right, and after breakfast I'm sending Henrietta. No, actually Victoria is going to come and collect these gems. Edgar's going to get on Adeline and he's going to look for some gems out in the world too.
Oh.
It looks like Victoria just found some gold. And here goes Edgar. Racing across the landscape. There's a giant meteorite. Mary's still looking for some items there. And I decided to bring Edgar to the community grounds, and it looks like Gwen and Fowler have finished for the day. And we've got Henrietta here as well, and she's going to have a game on the nub set. Well, she was about to. Looks like she got the attention of Fowler. Or more like Fowler has her attention because she's going over to him. I thought it was the other way around, but clearly not. So Edgar's getting to know Gwen a bit. Victoria's found some more stuff.
Nurble Masavasakig. Sibu.
Suzel.
Zama Gigago.
Badus.
Straight in with the gossip there. I can't imagine there would be much to gossip about in this town. I mean, there's only 4 families here. But they're already starting with the gossip, so whatever.
Hazundaben, Nifta.
Vi, nadu. Ma, Dani. Jeep, Johnny Sapasim. Vibel Deech, Nagargalu, Sabzi, Zamblazavul, Fucha.
Ibihana, Zoomdapdeep, Smeed Smorgigorg.
Narbo Pazep, Salachi, Bonachugu. Mips?
Grayi Fernaka, Vugropo Adama, Grobel Dufajay, Bihavu.
Ni, Brux, Stipni, Hin Vupi Sa Mib. Labit?
Hi, Vitor.
Uh-huh.
Stompa do Biza Day.
Sukamsa. Zeeb, Sasha Mahim.
Ah, Tuba.
Right, so getting everyone around the fire pit for some yarns. And I'm just getting them to sit. They're not going to eat for the time being. They're just going to sit around the fire and chat, get to know each other a little bit.
Gronk.
Ebitor.
Amala Brunaki Nish. Jumalefakana Muni.
Ooh, Samala Bepso.
Buga Pas. Oh, Naka. Redazini Lork.
Now, Mary decided that she was going to go for a bath, but it's pretty late, so I decided to send her home. Henrietta, on the other hand, has decided to check out the nub set. I contemplated having her sit down by the fire, but in the end, I just let her go and have her game.
Ah, spasta gi. Shamani bato.
North. Ibi.
Eventually, the others decide to join her. And it'll be a group session here. Egg is setting it up.
Ifty Bip So Troy! Woohoo!
You can see that Gwen is looking more and more pregnant. But I think she might be a little too hungry to play. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah, so here I discovered that Victoria snuck off to the Nung family household and decided to feed their chickens for them and use up the Beaufort money for that. So I'm just doing some NROS tuning here to turn off the autonomous feeding of the chickens. To be honest, I don't actually think it matters if you don't feed the chickens. Like, I don't think they die. But yeah, having that autonomy on is not good. And I mean, she's here, so I get her to hang out with Lee for a little bit. But of course it started raining. So I got a bit tired of the rain here and decided to send Edgar home. I mean, the others can finish off their game, but Edgar's going home and Henrietta's going to follow him. Now, at this stage in the game, I didn't actually have a mod that allowed pregnant Sims to ride horses. So poor Henrietta here has to run home in the rain, whereas Edgar gets the horse. But in the end, I solved it. I ended up installing a mod, and then I realized that you can actually do it with Retuner. So for now, pregnant Sims won't be riding, but I think in a couple of episodes in the future, you'll see that the pregnant Sims can actually start riding horses. Now, they're all home. Well, at least Henrietta and Edgar are, and they're getting into bed. And here's Victoria. She just made it home and she's getting into bed now. Alright, so day 33 and it is still bucketing down. Edgar's gotten up to have some breakfast with a raccoon watching him. It's not really the best day for exploring the world to look for stones and gems. And now that he has finished breakfast, Edgar is going to send some stuff away to be processed. That will increase the value of these stones and gems and metals and give them a lot of money to spend. And then after that he's going to come down to this part of the world. I don't actually know where it is. I know it's close to their house, but I mean, I don't think it's worth explaining any directions. I haven't really given any sort of tour of the world, but I should do that at some point. Anyway, Edgar's here, falling off the horse, about to collect some gems, and actually no, I think this is metal. So his next stop brings him pretty close to the, is it the Grovehurst family? Yeah, the Grovehurst family, so he's quite close to their plot of land. They get quite a few spawnables around their house, so Edgar's going to go snap them up. And I figured, given that they're close by, I may as well get Edgar and Adeline to hang out with the Grovehursts for a little bit. So he's going to introduce himself to Mary. I don't think he's met Mary yet. Now in terms of the little bits and pieces of lag that you're seeing, now I did explain, I think I explained anyway, in a previous video how I thought it might have been the Sims inventories. Well, it actually isn't. It's the animals. So if you have a lot of animals on an active lot, then it does tend to cause lag when you pan the camera and the animals come in and out of view, and it's just how the game renders the LODs, or the levels of detail for the animals, because they do have quite detailed I think shaders or something along those lines, and so the game kind of struggles to render them smoothly if there's a lot of them on the on an active lot. But Edgar's coming to say hello to Dale.
Sashko.
Stop. Zar. Arnavishi.
Zazansel.
Vanda.
Glort.
Skije Glarn.
Labni Pasi Patum sa. Zorbu Bonful. Formidor. Shabza. Vinga?
Na boing we kanzo, we binid, volabis, dunged.
Ga. Fartupel la Lubik Bedoy.
Franslip thwibs, bubat, ublit, manch, kabuna.
Ah, me your.
Ye rude. Oh, Hubanor, Rockus Orba, Nurgus,
Oh,
Nymphy Turba Verda.
Garzo. Wabahina Tasami.
Taside Sapo.
Zasim. Cheap Johnny Safasim. Velna. Isa Popsum Zeebleboob. Pergawasum Furs.
Unaka, Zawalai. Truano Bo, Alama.
And I mean, the weather's still pretty crap, so I'm gonna sit there and go home. I mean, I feel like they do get sick quite often when they're outside a lot, but I don't want to risk it. I'm not entirely sure of that, but yeah, I don't want to risk it, so time to get them home.
Subja? Well, Bashful.
Right, and everyone's back at the Beaufort plot. Edgar is sending some stuff away to be processed.
Zib zib.
And later on in the day, the family is around the fire, having some dinner. It's not really day, it's the evening now, but they're having some dinner, and soon they'll head to bed. So it's now day 34 of the settlement. Finally the rain has gone. And everyone is very smelly. I can see a lot of stink lines here. And at this point, I actually thought it was a couple of episodes, but in terms of pregnant being able to ride horses, but I must have solved it in between some of the footage here. Because you can see Henrietta's actually able to get on Adeline now, but she gets kicked off. Adeline is not in the mood to be ridden, especially not by a stinky hanging Henrietta. So I'll get her to eat some food. And then perhaps she can take Edgar down to the river.
Oh.
Orbu. Grabble mix now?
Bunzo Chibs. Oh. Manzo.
But no, it looks like Adeline has settled down a little bit and is happy to take Henrietta to the river, so off they go. And after their bath in the river, I decided to send them to the community grounds. Adeline's just going to have some food. I can see Victoria in the background there. She's coming over. And Edgar's going to get some food. Looks like Fowler's about to start his shift. Gwen's already here.
Vatibusa? Finplatz
Nark
Tukalisi.
Zama with this. Ah.
Basakilo? Witsi, Antu.
What's that?
Rizzy Tord. Yob.
Ooh, Zorka Jorb.
Huivera.
Lorsham.
Get a
What's up?
smoke. Dinerv.
Terfuna.
Cow Doka.
Haru Rishna.
Fuzzy Nerg.
That's a
hard.
bummer.
Witsi, Antu.
Chicky Marshku.
Oh. Zunch.
Aska.
And they're just going to sit around the fire and have their lunch.
Friggle nuggets. Bramble.
Shishuba. Weeba.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Ah! Oh! 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 Ah!
Bonky Bixel.
Haru Rishna.
Witsi, Antu.
How's Huda?
Right, so after lunch they decided to go to the Huntington family's house. And here's actually a better view of the house. In the episode that I built it, it was pretty much nighttime. When you got to see the full house anyway, but you got to see a glimpse of it there in the daytime. So they've come to see the Huntington family, and you will see that a little baby is there. Now that is Oscar Huntington, and we'll see Oscar a little bit later, but he's been born, so that's exciting. The population of the town has grown by 1. So it's actually quite nice that the Beaufort family came over to visit because, yeah, they get to meet baby Oscar. Check on Meredith to see how she's doing.
Chumaga. Tukra.
Kinamashi and a baka.
Henrietta and Meredith talking about kids.
Wiksa Nibi Snips Yadu. Priaki Yapuf Ibaru.
Omni Hubits Kalariski Plagida. Kashini Tashalavas.
Zorbi Sneed Raklaka Mushta.
Yagrelik. Razundaven, Nif, Garkabis, Flicky Durnor, Ligia,
Ish, Ubel, Yeki Funia, Ukana, Epskiaru,
Briaknu, Briaknu, Lordo, Kriakanash.
Bibi Gribbats, Nerklafubel.
Yash, Makana,
And Nick is just coming over to light the fire for them.
Snagrivi.
Just helping out a little bit, I guess. You can see Meredith still up to her scaring antics. But I can see that Fowler here, I mean, I don't know what his deal is, what he was thinking, but he decided to give Henrietta some flowers in front of her husband, and Henrietta rightfully turned him down. Like, that is just very inappropriate. I mean, he has a new baby that's just arrived, and yeah, here he is out flirting with the other townsfolk. Luckily, Edgar had his back turned and was distracted by this ridiculous pillow fight, so I guess that's for the better.
Oh, Shubi. Vienika?
So Victoria introduces herself to Trapper, and they get to know each other a little bit. You can see Big Ass looking out the window, looking at Adeline.
Julabaka, Nuf Tid, Nushki Rakafu, Malori, Shubi Asha.
Zasamuni, Zasamuni, Web News.
Makanu! Oh, Nugilak. Dwiapa.
Blanky.
Huh?
That's so.
Stras.
Oh.
Oh.
Zoob Jahani Mas. Gazu
Oh.
Cerno PG. For Reebs Adi. Reebs?
Belwap. Belwap Tebawoy. Zibasa Tebawoy.
Agawa Fesmo Gabadi. Hergasafim? Lahaza. Verg?
Vordorp Nidibazab. Sagoob Badu G.
Sasim.
So, yeah, out of the blue here, Fowler decided to insult Edgar, berate his ignorance, and I mean, I don't know, is he feeling self-righteous here? Because he just flirted with his wife, Edgar's wife. So Edgar was like, nah, I'm out of here, see ya. And Henrietta's gonna head home on Adeline. Now they've arrived home, Henrietta's lighting the fire. Edgar's gonna check the mail.
Ah, Quesaha. Samala.
Looks like there's some stuff there to sell, so I'm gonna take care of that now.
Huh? Skulamu.
And then he's gonna go to bed. Henrietta is joining him, and Mary's not that Victoria's not that far behind. And welcome to day 35 of the settlement. The Beaufort family are here having some brekkie, some delicious burnt apples.
Ugh. Oh, horrible crushing.
Oh,
Oh, one full. Oh.
And it's another day out in the world collecting various items. I'm actually just doing some scouting here, and I guess that gives you an idea of what the rest of the world looks like. There's a massive meteorite for Henrietta.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Space rock, I should say. I mean, meteorite, space rock, same thing in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh. Grorgle.
So everyone's at home. And it's raining again. Wonderful.
oh, Kazas? What dish? Funny.
Shaka
Right, so with the onset of the rain, it actually kind of motivated me to start building the Beaufort house. And I mentioned, I think when I first played the Beaufort family, that one of the first initiatives that I actually wanted them to fund was water infrastructure. So they have started that by funding a well. Now they've bought their own personal well, but then they do donate 200 simoleons to the treasury to fund a well for the town so that the other residents can actually have access to water as well. So then they can actually start using plumbing. Now with the construction of the house, I wouldn't even say it's a cottage really. I mean, well, it's still small. It's small enough to be a cottage, but it's bigger than the other houses because it has rooms. So I'm just lowering the foundation here, and I used another reference of an image for this one. I mean, it's not exact, but just to kind of give me some inspiration. But yeah, I was having a little bit of an issue with the foundation. I was trying to get it to be a 2-click foundation, but it was kind of being a bit wonky, so just getting that all flattened out, adding the stairs. So there's 2 entryways, and that's basically the shell. It's going to be a single-story home, and I'm just doing the roof here. I get so irritated by the auto roofs. I don't know why it's on by default, and it kind of annoys me that it is, because when I move between Sims 2 and Sims 3, I forget that it's on by default in Sims 3, and so I go to start building the roof, and then what do you know, there's already an ugly roof there that's been put on automatically by the game. But I settle with this roof, so very high pitched, and I think eventually that will serve as a double story, so I may end up adding another story to this home that will be in the attic space, and then setting up the exterior. And no surprises there what materials I'm using pretty much the cheapest ones. Even though the Beaufort family have the most money, I kind of want to be careful with it. I don't necessarily want to spend all their money outright on really expensive things. Like they are going to have, I guess, some luxuries compared to the other families, but for the most part I do want them to be responsible with their money. I want all the families to be responsible with their money, but yeah, the Beaufort family especially. So I'm just retexturing this panel, and I wanted the green kind of slats to match the roof, and then bringing some wood color here, and the exterior is stone. Now I'm just doing the floor plan. So we've got a bedroom to the right, a little bathroom, and then a master bedroom to on this end of the house here. I don't even know what direction to call it, but now I'm putting in the windows and recoloring those, making sure the green is throughout the build. It's basically an open living area for now, but of course, as they get more money, they will make some changes where necessary. So I'm just settling on the door here, and I went for this door, which looks quite grand. Actually, no, I didn't. I changed it. So there you go. Because I was thinking I don't remember choosing that door, but no, I didn't. I went for the for this door that they've got now. Right, now interior doors are just these basic cheap ones, and of course I'm going to get the wood to match, bring the exterior wood to the inside as well. Quite like this green colour. I wasn't too sure about that wood tone on the door though, because yeah, it was a little too rustic looking. And then just putting a back door as well. I was going to choose the kind of that door that you would have seen that I've used on a few of the other houses. Well, not a few, I think you've only seen 2 houses. It's definitely on the Growfirst family home, but I decided against using it because it's got that kind of coppery metal colour on it that you can't change, so decided to not use that one. And now I'm doing the floor, bringing in some kind of medium wood tones into this one, moving the windows because I am going to put a fireplace in between them. And then, right, so I do need to explain here. So these are bathtubs that I'm putting in. They are conversions from The Sims Medieval. And they work with the functional well. I think it's an anti-mod. I decided to take them out in the end, so you'll see me place one down, and then I end up changing it because it was a little too medieval looking for me, and just not the kind of style of gameplay that I was wanting to, with the style that I was wanting to play with. So it's there for now, but I do replace it a bit later on. I don't think you'll actually see it in the footage. If you do, then that's a bonus. If you don't, then just know that it does change. Now I'm doing the bedrooms. And going for some very basic bedding. But I think I actually, saving the game. I think I actually go for a red for the bedding, but it's not patterned. Or am I wrong? No, I'm completely wrong. It's massively patterned. Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense because I do want the Beaufort family to be quite, you know, a bit extravagant in terms of, you know, their furnishings and stuff. Like, you know, I want it to look like they are wealthy, but then again, I don't want them to be spending a ton of money. Really, it'll only be for stuff that they need at this stage. Once they start making a lot of money, like, you know, heaps of money starts coming in, and I still need to figure out how they do that. So they're going to be collecting in the, you know, the gems and the rocks throughout the world, but at this rate, they're not really spawning that fast. So I may have to look at another way of getting them some more money, to have that flow in, so then they can actually start, you know, spending up large and building, you know, a massive house and all that stuff. I'm just doing Victoria's room now. And again, look, the lighting, I know it's really dark, and even it's dark for me. You can see I'm having to hover over the objects to see what color they are. It is just like, personally, I don't mind it, so I'm sorry if it really bothers other people, but it's just the nature of The Sims 3. It can be a very dark game, and I'm not playing with any sort of conventional lights. I mean, basically it's either daylight or those little oil lamps or whatever they are. So I just have to kind of put up with it at the moment. Now I've moved on to the wash tub and putting in the fireplace, matching the stone wall to the what do you call it? I don't even know what to call it. The bottom of the fireplace thing. Now the lamps, interior lamps there, and then some terrain paint, and adding some around the fire pit. And now I'm moving the well and giving it a nice recolor there. And these barrels here, so the barrels hold the water. So basically the gameplay is that you collect water from the well and then you can store it in these barrels, and as long as the barrels or a sim has water in their inventory, then they can actually use plumbing objects. Right, so here is the exterior of the house, all completed. I'm going to get the mod that allows me to recolor chimneys, because yeah, that brick chimney is just not the right, it looks so out of place, so it will be going. So everyone's coming inside to check out their new objects and their new house.
Yeah.
Egg is pleased. I think that's the bathtub that he's pleased about. So yeah, you can actually see that I've replaced the bathtub, so it's not what it was. And Henrietta is getting some water, she's adding it to the barrels, and now you can see she is able to take a bath. And what you're witnessing is the very first bath in Majestic Valley, so take it in all its glory. Look, I'm so excited to see this. I'm just like following Henrietta around to see a bath. And that little pail thing, I don't know what it does. It came with the mod, but yeah, I'm not sure what its purpose is. Need to do some more research and read up on that, see if it's actually for something.
Wannalee ver Casabul. Verga zings.
Skazagaba, Jibba Ob, Kuja.
Arbo. Arbo Gwinchi. Zelka Bwapno.
You're
Mm-hmm.
Wixa. Nerf and turf. Warkadar.
Lillard.
Tarny Tartha.
Mm.
Okay, so one thing that really irritates me when it rains is how Sims will go outside and jump in puddles all the time and then get really wet. So you can see here I'm using some retuner to turn off the autonomy for puddle jumping. And Henrietta's just going to have some dinner with Edgar. Looks like Victoria's in the bath. There's a nice shot of them having some dinner outside their new house. Yeah, Victoria's in the bath there.
This is real good. Working with Dafa. This is real good. Frizzle nuggets. Bashina.
After dinner, Edgar has decided to have his bath. I'm bringing Henrietta and Victoria outside. I mean, they love going outside in the pouring rain and playing with Adeline. But bringing them inside, and yeah, Henrietta's going to go to bed on her own, and so is Victoria. Maybe not. She's going to go pee, and then she's going to go to bed. that's the end of the round. You can see the total tax take there of 175 simoleons, a community donation as well of 200 simoleons, and that will be to fund a well for the community. If you like this video, thanks so much, and be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out and is very encouraging. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next episode.